Welcome to this week's Miraculous Reddit video. Before we get into the Reddit, I just want to say that I know there wasn't a Reddit video last week. I would make up some cool excuse and say it was for April Fools. I just deprived you of content. But the real reason is that I just forgot and I didn't want to upload it on any other day that wasn't a Monday. I thought about posting it on Tuesday, but then I was just like, nah. So anyway, top post of the week. Marinette's original design, and oh my goodness, this is horrible. I'm so glad they went with what they did for 5 seasons and then changed it to the season 6 animation, which is mwah. Rare awestruck win. In French, we don't say that a painting or a sculpture is art. We say œuvre d'art. I have no idea how to say that, by the way. Which can be translated to byproduct of art, which implies that art is the amount of work done by the artist. Therefore, AI can't be art. Proof by French language. Rare awestruck win indeed. I honestly can't imagine season 6 Adrian making these faces. Oh. Yeah, me neither. These don't really look like anything season 6 Adrian would make. Although, the first image is season 6, so I'm scared. Alright. So I saw a Smarty Pants video on this. If you don't know who Smarty Pants is, he's a content creator who covers shows and stuff. He does Miraculous videos as well. And this tweet says, Season 6 is a treasure hunt. It's a mix between The Usual Suspects and The Sixth Sense. The creators say, the creators rejoice. Later, you'll be able to watch it again and say, it was all there, right in front of our eyes. For now, you don't know the magic trick, so you can't see it. They promise delighted. So, basically why people are scared is because in the past when they promised things were going to be big and massive, because you know what else is massive? No, I'm joking. But when they promised things were going to be big and massive reveals, it just ended up not being massive and big reveals. So that's why people are scared. But just have faith. It's new animation. They're releasing it out of order, which is definitely a good sign. Speaking of releasing episodes out of order, the title of this Reddit video, 2 new Miraculous Episodes in May, we're getting episode 7, which is in a different language, and then episode 15. Or, no, 13. 15. Yeah, 15. Which, wait, did I get that right? It may actually be up here. New season 6 episodes. Yeah, let's click on this and I may have gotten it wrong. Oh no, I did get it right. The ruler on the ruler is episode 15, and this, I assume, Spanish titled episode is episode 7. And they release on May 10th and May 17th. So you know what? It was actually worth me not recording the Reddit video, because now I get to share this with all of you. Granted, it's a week late, but, like, I don't care. Now, can you please take me back? Ugh, everything but Mr. Grest, which is gonna be huge for the plot. Kinda glad Mr. Grest isn't being released yet. Makes the reveals it will have way better. Maybe in June. if actually Mr. Agrest is an Adrian-focused episode instead of Gabriel. Imagine it's about Johnny. Who's Johnny? Is that one of Adrian's grandparents on Emily's side? Alright, anyway. So while it's loading, make sure to subscribe. See, this is why people cut in actual videos. This is why YouTubers that either edit their videos or have editors just make sure to cut out all these weird pauses, because then if I'm quiet and don't say anything to a post, or say anything while stuff like this is happening, then you don't hear anything and just want to leave the video. It's definitely the efficient way to go. Great job. Yep, it's all your fault. I say the real thing at fault here is me not turning my computer on in over a week. Like, come on, Jack. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Also, if I talk a little loud, it's because I just put earplugs in. Not because of anything that's happening, but just because the fun of it. Anyway, if it will be nice and scroll. Anyway, I don't like the concept of Adrian being a sunny monster. Yeah, too bad though. He is, so just shut up. Also, that's Felix, not Adrian. Why is Zoe a wasp if her miraculous is a bee? I don't know, but I don't care. I don't care. I was just rewatching the series again, and I was just thinking about this. Giving Chloe the bee miraculous even though Hawkmoth knew her identity. Giving the other users their miraculous even when Hawkmoth knows their identity. Oh, it's the faces. I mean, the only reason this ever happened, the bottom one ever happened, was just because Marinette has the miraculouses now. So it's even harder for Monarch to find her identity. Or should say was, because Monarch is dead, but yeah. Also, yes, I took the earpieces out. Anyway. Marinette definitely had some words with Tiki after. There. You know what? There. I don't like that old Bunnix has piercings. Why? Oh, wait, she doesn't. Okay, I'm stupid. Just gonna... I agree with the post. She's ugly. Sorry, Rose. The peacock's fox. Once upon a time, there was a small village. In this village were two exceptional, magical women, well-liked and well-respected by the villagers. Each contributed in miraculous ways to make the villagers' lives better. Well, on the surface, anyway. because the two exceptional women hated each other. Both hated the other for using different methods than themselves. Both hated the other for being admired alongside themselves. And both hated the other for sharing the same secret. For you see, unbeknownst, to all but each other, the magic they used both came from the same place. Miraculous's. The peacock capable of creating devious creatures, obedient and compliant, ready to assist. The fox capable of masterful illusions, full of fancy and whimsy to captivate and delight, both capable of bringing joy to the village or defending them from harm, but neither was satisfied sharing the spotlight, so the two began to target each other, petty things really, to start. The peacock made her creatures disrupt the fox's illusions, making them disappear. The villagers were confused, but ultimately unbothered by their hero's antics. But as it usually does, it escalated. The fox used her illusions to make the peacock look bad. Illusions of her creatures ignoring orders or being dangerous. The peacock's reputation took hit after hit, all while the villagers turned to the fox, who could only bask in the glow of her success. While the fox might have known the peacock's power came from her, Miraculous, same as herself, she didn't know the nature of that power. Emotion. Each creature the peacock made was born from an emotion. Joy made animals to dance with children. Determination made golems to protect against enemies. And sadness made sprites that brought rain from droughts. And now the peacock had only one emotion to pull from: hatred. Hatred and a thirst for revenge. So the peacock took hold of that strong, angry, ugly emotion and created a new being. A being that looks like the form of her hated rival, the fox. But oh no, just looking like the fox wasn't good enough, so she gave her fox special powers. Everything the peacock's fox said was taken as truth, so no matter how outlandish or ridiculous, like a magic spell, all who heard the peacock's fox's words took them as gospel. The only way to break her spell was to hear a lie you knew, and for fact was untrue. But even then, that couldn't stop her, as she was exceptionally charming, miraculously so. The peacock's fox didn't have the ability to make illusions like the fox did, so she made up alignments preventing her from using magic. No matter how desperately her illusions were needed, she couldn't be moved. The villagers sympathized, but the fox began to be seen as weakened. The peacock's fox made promises on the fox's behalf, swearing to introduce her miraculous friends to the villagers or show up to events. Oaths went unfulfilled, and the fox was left to answer for it, which she obviously could not. The fox began to be seen as unreliable. The peacock's fox had sticky fingers. All the villagers' trinkets moments mementos and treasures were hers for the taking, and then sneakily put in the fox's possession. The fox had no excuses for herself, and even returning everything didn't dissipate the doubt. The fox began to be seen as a thief. But soon came the final blow. The peacock's fox promised one remaining follower, a small boy, to make him a hero too. Oh no! He just had to wait outside the village that night for her to give him the source of her power. Obviously, he waited, and obviously, she never came. But it gets better. What did come was a maraud of bandits. They were lured towards the village by the peacock's fox, spreading rumors of unspeakable power, theirs for the taking. When the boy let slip that he was going to use that power to be a hero, they concerned him. What? Okay. Just in the nick of time, the boy was saved by the peacock. Hearing the commotion, she acted swiftly and sent the bandits packing. She was so powerful and courageous that she didn't even need to summon a sentient being. Truly, she was a hero among heroes. But wait, the boy quickly revealed the incident to the village, including that the fox brought in the bandit. This was the final straw, and the villagers cast the fox out. Her protests and denials went unheard. The peacock had won. But wait a minute. Now, this is where the story gets fuzzy. No one quite knows what happened next. Some say the rumors the peacock's fox shared had spread too far. Coupled with the noisy war between the exceptional magic woman, it had grabbed their attention. The guardians of the Miraculouses. The woman had been given their gifts to protect the village, but instead used them for selfish purposes, and the guardians came to reclaim the misused Miraculouses. The two didn't give up their exceptional power without a fight, but there was no match for the guardians. In the fight, they both lost their Miraculouses, their power, the peacock's fox's special item, leaving the peacock's fox all alone with no purpose. Some say the peacock had a change of heart. Perhaps the months she spent with her fox, perhaps the first sentient human she'd ever made, had the peacock see her fox as her child. With the unwavering loyalty that a sentient being has, could she possibly resist loving her child? The peacock realized her fox couldn't stay in the village after the fox's exile. Two slipped out under cover of night, leaving to retreat their lives far away from the village. Years and years passed, the two existing as mother and child. Unfortunately, her child couldn't grow old with the peacock. But the peacock loved and doted on her child, raising her for decades until her dying day. In her final moments, the peacock peacefully handed her over her child's special item, waking her completely free. But some say that the writing was on the wall for the peacock's fox. Now that her purpose was fulfilled, she realizes the peacock's next move would be to get rid of her. She was the last remaining proof of the peacock's deception, and the spitting image of the person she hates like the most. Could the peacock bear the living reminder of her fall into darkness, her moment of weakness? Had she truly treated her fox with any warmth or kindness, while she used her for revenge? The peacock's fox knew that she was nothing more than a tool, and the tool was no longer needed. What was the peacock's fox left to do but to save herself? The truth was lost to time. Regardless, the end result was the same. The peacock's fox was untethered, uncontrolled, and alone, and she was fueled entirely by one emotion: hatred. Hatred and a thirst for revenge. Revenge against the guardian who threatened her very existence. Revenge against the world, which no longer had her beloved mother. All was true, none of it was true. She just wanted revenge, and revenge against miraculous users who dragged her into this life for their petty fight. So the Sending Being went through the decades, taking on as new identities and perfecting the abilities, testing the limits, crafting stories to get what she wanted, and snuffing out any who broke through her spell. What her goal is impossible to say, but one thing can be said for sure: beware the peacock's fox. That's probably going to be turned into like 3 YouTube shorts, but that is the most high quality post I have seen in such a long time. One more round of applause for the person who created this comic. So shout out to Sim Nomi Creativo. This gets an upvote from me. Oh my goodness. I can forgive irredeemable, but I can't forgive bad written character. Fair. This has to be the worst ship in Miraculous history. Chloe and Luca. Yep, knew it. Who do you think knows but won't say a word? There's no way Max knows. Gorilla may know. Sabine actually may know. There's no way Chloe knows. Wait, is this about Marinette's identity or about Gabriel being Monarch? I know the whole quantum masking thing is supposed to keep their identity secret, but let's face it, minus when a certain sausage-haired psycho talks, a lot of the cast is smart enough to figure out who Ladybug and Cat Noir are. I've included my top picks for who probably know, but you got any to add to the list? First 2 are maybes, but I have a lot of leaving Chloe knows. If Chloe knew, she would definitely have said something. I definitely think with Chloe's character, Chloe would have said something if she knew. So Freedom Ridge Carapace and Queen Bee had new evolution. I don't care. Who do you think Luca will end up with? Okay, so revealed by Thomas Astruct. Crap. Who do you think Luca will end up with? So, revealed by Thomas Astruct, Luca is gonna get with a second chance, but not with Marinette, with someone else. So we're gonna look through these person's picks, and I'll say if it's likely or not. So Alex, maybe, but I don't see it, cause especially since Alex doesn't really get feelings for people. Chloe, no chance. Zoe, maybe, but Zoe wouldn't like him back. Sublime, definitely the most likely. And, okay. Great YouTube short. I don't understand why there's so much confusion over Gabriel's wish. I mean, everybody knows that it was for the world to be rendered an unreal. You know what? That was funny. That was funny. Gabriel Grass understood that Maya was outdated. As a fashion designer, he understood that Unreal would make the world beautiful, and I respect him for that. He really was a hero and deserves his statue. I hate all the extra heroes, okay? Their designs are so ugly and they look like background characters. They have no backstory or anything more to them. They just appeared and the show is showing these Avengers wannabe knock off down the throne. Or our throat. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Skipping this post. Is it Cat Noir or Chat Noir? In English, it's Cat Noir. In French, it's Chat Noir. And no, don't use elation as a confirmation, it's Chat Noir. Cause she said Cat Noir most of the time. If you know, you know. Does this really happen in the show? Oh goodness, okay. Let's see.
Would you mind swapping seats, Adrian? I want to chat with Mino.
Sure. Lesson 3.
Huh? Rose. Awesome. Huh?
I love Alex's reaction. What miraculous episode had you looking like this by the end of it? Probably the London special? I don't know. We wish Ladybug and Cat Noir shared guardianship. Yeah, well, I don't care. Most useful and useless Alright. Most useful and useless miraculous? I'm aware a post like this already exists, but since it is archived and from 5 years ago, I cannot share my opinions on it, so I just have to create another one. Also, I would prefer the most useful and useless could be outside of the Ladybug, Cat, Fox, Bee, and Turtle, Moth, Peacock miraculouses, because everyone says the most useful is Ladybug or Cat Noir. Also, nobody cares, but in my opinion, the most useful outside of the ones I listed is the Rooster Miraculous, and the most useless would be the Pig Miraculous. Alright, let's see other people's opinions. The Chicken Miraculous. Hear me out. You can grant yourself any power possible besides imitating others. But other than that, everything. I give myself the power to change reality, etc. You can argue the peacock is the best, and while I do agree, I just want to give the spotlight to less known miraculouses. Fair enough. Fair enough. Rose theory. She looks drunk. That's the theory. She looks drunk. My theory is that Rose knows that Purple Tigress is Julika. Just look at her face. It says, my girlfriend is very pretty. It also says she's drunk, but you didn't hear that from me. Chloe was always going to be evil. Why couldn't she at least stay on the show as a good villain? No. This is a Chloe stand at its finest. No. Would you say this is Chloe's most selfless act in the entire series? Maybe. And this was season 1, I believe, so it's not a good look for you, Chloe. What would have happened if Marinette found out that Adrien was in love with Ladybug, not her, in seasons 1 through 4? Okay, so that's a season 5 picture. I love that picture. You know what? I love that picture. That needs to be my background. No, I'm joking. Or am I? I need a spin-off series about either of these so bad. Probably not the anime one, but this one would definitely happen. I got a bad feeling that Adrian's going to get movie Lloyd treatment once the truth comes out. Oh. That, okay. Am I the only one who loves when Ladybug says, have it your way, and brutally overcame these bozos? I mean, she did destroy them, to be fair. If you had the Peacock Miraculous, what would be your Sunny monster? I genuinely have no idea. A non-lesbian Zoe. Yes. Might sound dumb, but did anyone notice how Chloe's suit matched Pauline's outlines? Or lines? I hate you. You're a Chloe stan. Get out of here. Second part was a joke. Bro was flooring it when Sabrina called him. Anyway, so genuine question, why are people obsessed with the whole Civil War idea? Because it's fun! Why didn't the authorities try to take Felix into custody? Because they didn't know it was Felix? They don't know who Felix is? Marinette / Ladybug isn't perfect, and that's okay. It is okay. Which is why we're ending the video off right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to smash the like and subscribe. You thought I was joking? Well, I was going to be joking, but I'm not anymore. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to smash the like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!